Okay, this will be a short video describing how to use the linear scale instruction. If you look, it's down here at the bottom called Scale Linear. So let me click on that and drop it into the program. First, we're going to get rid of that label section there. Let me check my hardware layout. Okay, it's not correct. Let me add our multifunction card. Okay. And what I'm going to do is my input is the source of my data. So we're going to let that be input register 1. I know that the lowest it will go is 1 according to the data sheet. The highest is 4,095. The output, if I want to turn this directly into a percentage, let's say, I'm going to call this milliamp PCT for percent. The output minimum value, let's say zero, okay, and the maximum will be 100%. But what I'm going to do is throw in another 0, so 100.0. So let me save this, okay, and let's just go online and watch that. Okay, so let me go to the card here, input 1. Let's set that up to 1200. Okay. What I'd like to do is come over here to my local tags. That's not going to help. Let's go to unmonitored tags, milliamp PCT. Well, actually, there it is. It's okay, 293. Well, maybe 29.3, right? But I know it's working. So let's go up to 4,095. Check those tags again. I'm at 100%. I'm going to keep that there. So let's go back to the logic, and let's add another rung here. Go to edit mode. Let's add a blank line. Let's do some division, some simple division. Okay, I'm going to try to, well, I need to do two things first. First things I have to do, I would like to convert that 1,000 into a floating point value. So that way I can get a decimal point with it. So the result for that will go to milliamp PCT float. Okay. So that's a data type conversion. I have to do that in order to get a number that's in a decimal form. Now I can do some division. I need to add a blank line here. My source tag will be the float conversion. That's going to be divided by 10. Okay. The result will be milliamp percent final. Okay. That's a floating point value. Say OK on that. OK on that. And it is, let's go back to run mode. Okay, I'm at 100% right now. Let's go to the graphical layout so I can change it. Let's go to 0. 0 is, of course, 0%. Let's go with half of 4096 is 2048, 50%. Go with just some odd numbers. It looks good to me. So the way to know for sure, though, would be to actually download to the hardware and run it and verify that it goes from 0 to 100%. So that's how you use the scale function. You define a source, a data source, your input tag, low value, high value, output tag, low and high, and it does all the math for you. If we didn't have the scale linear function, we would have to write equations to calculate that answer. And I noticed that this software does not have an equation editor, or it doesn't look like it does. You would have to string together a handful of mathematical operations, but it would work. It's just a little more effort. So scale linear is a nice tool. It lets you sort of map a linear input into another linear output. There is an instruction called nonlinear, and I believe what it does is it lets you break up your input range into sections and then try to approximate an output that sort of fits that curve. So we might try to use that later on sometime, but for right now we'll just stick with the basic one.